So yesterday we talked about how the Galaxy S23 was actually slower than some of the iPhone 13 minis that were actually benchmarked. Now benchmarks only mean one thing, so I want to kind of get that out of the way. I am assuming that the Galaxy S23, even the S23 Ultra in this case, is going to be a faster, more better performing phone. It's also probably going to give you more features than the specific situation I'm talking about here, but it's still very interesting how well optimized some of these Apple A chipsets are over some of the Snapdragon equivalents. So in this case, we're talking about the iPhone 12. Now the iPhone 12 is an older iPhone, it came out in 2020, but it's still making headlines because apparently in some benchmarks, not in all of them, but in some benchmarks, the iPhone 12 is performing better than the Samsung Galaxy S23, Galaxy S23 Plus, and the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, which is insane. Now, to give you some perspective, from this chart that was posted on BGR.com, we can see that the Samsung Galaxy S23 got a multi-core score of 1,473. The Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus got 1,500, which is higher than the S23 Ultra, which is 1,480. But if you look at that same chart, the iPhone 12 with benchmarking in their single-core score at 1,571. So that is really interesting. Now, the core, I think you're getting more cores on the S23 Ultra for sure, but that is still a very interesting thing that in any way, the S23 Ultra is slower in the single-core department than the iPhone 12. Now, what does this mean? Well, this basically, I wouldn't say this is the biggest deal ever. I've definitely seen way bigger deals in this specific situation, so it's not really like that big of a deal. But it just kind of solidifies a little bit that a phone like the iPhone 12 that came out almost 3 years ago can still hold up this well with the latest generation. Now, another thing I want to kind of throw in here is that, yes, maybe this may be true, but when you look at the features, like I would rather have a Galaxy S23 Ultra, I think, than a Samsung Galaxy than an iPhone 12. I look at the iPhone 12 and that phone has a ton of features built in, and I'm just so obsessed with Samsung and how well they've done in terms of the 120 hertz, in terms of reverse wireless charging, that beautiful display, the S Pen. There's a lot of features the S23 Ultra has that iPhones don't have at all. Even the Samsung Galaxy S23 has so many features built in that an iPhone will probably never have. So that's always been something I've kind of kept in at the back of my head, because when you get a phone like this, you basically want it to have as many features. The speed is one thing, right? But it really just depends on the whole entire fluidity of that device. And it's always been something I have to kind of keep in mind. So yes, this may be true, but there's a lot of other areas where the Samsung Galaxy S23 can actually be a better phone than an iPhone 12 or even an iPhone 14 Pro. So in terms of that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.